Hola, y'all. Today we're going to try something a little bit different. Now, the fuzzy little piece on my microphone has been misplaced by a child and or pet, so apologies if this sounds horrible. I guess we will see. Today, I want to take you through a couple of meals that I make that are super simple and fast for me to make, that my family enjoys, and that I like to make other mamas after they've had new babies. This is a really simple meal. This day, we happened to come home from the beach. The girls were getting a shower. I had already showered, and this was a meal that I made in about 15 minutes. So, there's vegetarian versions of it. You can make it totally vegan. I think that the two that I made, one of the two that I made was vegan. One had chicken and the other didn't, but it's basically just a pasta salad with gluten-free pasta or whatever kind of pasta you like. There's also chickpea pasta with extra protein. I add cucumbers, tomatoes, olives, sometimes feta cheese if it's not for a new mama who's trying to stay away from dairy. And this is a super meal that I can whip up fairly quickly. I think the kids this day were watching Sesame Street. No, not Sesame Street. The new Muppets that is out on Netflix. So I made a batch for my family for us to have that dinner that night and that I could have during lunch the next day while I was visiting another mama friend of mine. And then I made this batch for a friend who had a new baby recently. So in the morning, I had a newborn session with a friend who had just had a baby, and it went wonderfully. And then that afternoon, I came to visit another friend who lives nearby to help her start a garden in her backyard. Her plants on her porch are doing amazing. We didn't have like a 100% like totally sound plan for what we were doing this day, but she has a bunch of plants that she wanted in the back of her yard, and we were preparing for a hurricane this day too, a small hurricane. So we thought that it would be a good day to get all of the plants into the ground and a good rain the night after. We kind of just made it up as we went along, using supplies that she already had available at her house and in her yard, and taking some plants that she's been diligently growing on her porch and transporting them, or transplanting them rather. It's super exciting to watch my friends come into home ownership and get ready for kids and take on projects like this. Just kind of watching how they are evolving into moms themselves, even though I'm a little bit further along in the journey. I really enjoyed helping my friend Emily this day. It's been a while since I've been out in the dirt. Well, out in the dirt, outside, that is. Oh, wait, were you going in there? Emily and I were friends in high school, and her parents live not too far from me here in Rockport. So I get to see her pretty often now, and it makes me really happy reconnecting with your friends as adults. And I'm glad that we've both kind of stayed in the area.
Get you straightened up. Oh, she's like, I'm like, why you grow like that if you can't support yourself?
Why you grow like that?
Perfect. Right?
Emily and I are a lot more cautious than most of our friends in our small town who haven't really been affected by the coronavirus. So, finding activities like this where we can stay socially distant, spend time together, and work on something that produces literal growth is really good for the soul. I am lucky to have people in my life like her that understand the predicament that my family is in, and her willingness to go to places with me that are safe and to help me work in her house like this. So, thank you so much, Emily, for letting me help you with this project, and I cannot wait for all of the yummy things that grow.